So now we're going to learn how to make a simple mound arrangement. This arrangement can be done small, it can be done on a larger grand scale, but you can put your own twist on it and your own personality on it to make it just your type. And you're going to use different flowers to create a style all of your own. Today we're going to be using hydrangea, these beautiful blue fresh hydrangea, these hot pink Floyd roses, these really pretty pink spray roses, and these lavender roses, and also these blush roses. So we're gonna do a pretty arrangement using all of them, and we're gonna provide texture and different shapes within the design to make it really unique and beautiful. So first we're gonna start off, you're gonna need to start off with a block of Oasis foam. You're gonna need to use the wet foam because that is what's gonna lock in the moisture for your flowers to survive, sometimes overnight. If you use wet foam with flower food inside, your flowers can last up to 3 days once the stems have been cut. You're also gonna need a loamy dish. This is a 10-inch loamy dish. So we're gonna put the loamy dish on top of a bucket. I like to design on a bucket because it's easy to twist and turn, and it allows you to see your arrangement from all different angles. So you're gonna place the loamy dish on top of the bucket. Place the wet foam on top. I've already soaked this in water, so you're going to soak this in a bucket of water, and then once you have it on top of the loamy dish, you're going to press down so that it fits down inside of it. Usually you can use a knife to cut the foam. I'm going to use floral shears to cut the foam. Either work. You're just gonna cut it down to the shape of the dish. And then you will discard the waste. Okay, we're gonna start off by creating the shape. The shape is very important because if you have a mound arrangement and it's lopsided, or even if it's too big on one side and too small underneath, you're going to want to create a nice shape for your arrangement. For beginners and those just starting out, hydrangea provides you with the best fullness to create that shape. So let's get started. You're going to cut the stem at a diagonal angle. In this arrangement, we're going to make it a medium-sized arrangement. It's not going to be too large, but we're going to start at a nice angle and go ahead and cut that. Start at the end, place the hydrangea in, and you're going to do that around all the sides. Make sure that your stems are the same size all around because that's going to play a huge part in the shape of your arrangement. I like to leave the leaves on the hydrangea because it gives it a nice full effect. But you are able to cut them off. Like these are a little bit too much, so I'm going to go ahead and shed a few of them. Once you've done the perimeter, you want to go ahead and do the top part of the arrangement. The top hydrangea is going to be slightly taller than the rest because you want to be able to create some height and a nice round effect to your arrangement. I think that's a pretty good height. Now we're just going to go around to the outer ends and fill those in as well. You're going to want to put hydrangea all around as well as in the corners, always making sure to keep the shape going. You see how it's round like that? You want to go ahead and continue that round shape all around. These that we made a little bit shorter are going to go perfectly in the corners here. Now I've completed the perimeter and the top. I'm going to begin to put the hydrangea on the outer corners, still maintaining that height throughout. Continue the same height all the way around to make sure that your arrangement is nice and full. You're going to want to turn your dish around to make sure that you're getting the same fullness on every side. To me, nothing can compare to a nice, beautiful hydrangea arrangement. This has to be my absolute favorite arrangement to make. And how beautiful is this nice blue shade? This is our Pantone color of the year, which I absolutely love, and I've used at several of my events this year. It's just very nice and rich and beautiful. So now I'm going to turn this around to make sure that I haven't missed any spots, and I have. Always make sure that you're cutting your stems at a nice angle to make sure that they're getting enough flow of water. Okay, so now we have created our shape. Now is the time to add a little character to your arrangement by adding some nice different roses and different textures. Other florals that you can add into your arrangement to create fillers are gypsophilia, also known as baby's breath. You can get those in tinted varieties, also spray roses, and any type of flower that gives you more width and more volume to your arrangement would be good to use to create texture. I'm going to use these really beautiful hot pink Floyds. I'm going to open them up a bit. To open them up, you're just going to want to pinch and pull back. Pinch, pull back. Pinch, pull back. Pinch, pull back. And just do that all the way around to make sure that your flower is nice and open. Once you have it open a bit, you're going to blow on it to give it a little bit more volume, and then it's ready to go in. You don't want to do these all at the same level. You're going to want to create a nice texture for them. Don't make them too tight. When dealing with roses, you want to make sure that you get all the dead leaves off, because that's the most unsightly thing, a beautiful arrangement with dead leaves on the perimeter. As you can see, it's nice and open and beautiful. When processing flowers, you want to make sure that you get them in water about 2 days before your event, 2 to 3 days before your event, to give them time to open and get to their fullest potential. You can create your own pattern with groups of flowers to put your own style onto your arrangement. Look at those beautiful pink Floyds. Staggering the height gives the flowers a nice texture. You don't want them all to be the same height. You want to give it some nice texture and dimension. Another thing that we call it in the event world is massaging the flowers. Another technique for opening the flowers is called massaging the flowers. So you open them and you bend them back. Give them a nice massage. It's also a beautiful technique to make them nice and open when you don't have time to process them. Now I'm going to go through and start adding some of these cool water lavender roses. These are a bit smaller, and that provides a nice dimension to the arrangement. You can put the flowers in groups. You don't always have to spread them out. So you can start putting them in groups, and that creates your design for the arrangement. These were not given enough time to open up, but when these roses open up, they are absolutely beautiful. As you can see, we have now finished. I added a really beautiful waterfall of the Phalaenopsis orchids in white to the front, just to add a little bit of texture and personality to it. So, but you can add whatever you desire. So we are finished here. Feel free to make these larger or smaller as you wish. And now you know how to make mound arrangements.